So the Starlab space station and the George Washington Carver Science Park are one entry, one future of commercial spaceflight in low Earth orbit, where we actually execute research, development, innovation, engineering, entrepreneurship, not in a government-owned, government-operated, government-designed space station, but in a commercially owned and operated space station. And Ohio State is the lead university in this partnership for Starlab and the George Washington Carver Science Park. We're bringing scientific and engineering expertise across areas like controlled environment agriculture, materials joining, manufacturing, spaceflight hardware development as one example. We're also strongly engaged in the STEM education public outreach, because if you're building a 60-year program in low Earth orbit, it's really about the men and women that will come after us, not about me and not about my colleagues, but students today and people yet born that will take part in this. We are also responsible for helping the innovation, development of new knowledge into new companies, new jobs, new products, and new technologies. And then our most important job, in addition to growing the research community globally, is to house the George Washington Carver Science Park and the Terrestrial Analog Facility for Starlab, which is the highest fidelity operating space station on the Earth to mirror everything that's going to go on in space, so that you really have a very high fidelity environment to do research, to plan your experiments, to test out your procedures. You can't get to orbit and say, oh, I wish I had brought a crescent wrench, right? So you have to work all of this out on the ground before you ever get to space. And that will go on right here in Columbus, eventually on the north side of the Ohio State University Airport along Route 161. Ohio does have a strong history in spaceflight. We are the #1 supplier to Airbus and Boeing in aerospace components and hardware. We build jet engines down with GE in Cincinnati. But most importantly, perhaps, we have a strong national security space anchor near Dayton at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base with the Air Force Research Lab, National Space Intelligence Center. We have a very strong civil space anchor near NASA Glenn in Cleveland and the Armstrong Test Facility in Sandusky, some of the best test facilities in the world. And now we're building a commercial space anchor. So #1, space is a data and information game as much as it is about going to the moon and collecting rocks and bringing them back. Secondly, if you're in any kind of organization, you need a commercial space strategy. We are all consumers of space. And if you have a business and you have customers, they are somehow leveraging space assets and space infrastructure to access your goods and services. So you need to have a commercial space strategy. Those are my 2 things.